If you don't let me beat the girls in sports, then I'm gonna hurt some people.
The more that you study leftism, the more you realize that the core tenet at the very center of the ideology is self-loathing. You hate yourself. You hate your skin color, your gender, your name, your school, your church, your community, your parents. You hate the way that they raised you. You hate the sun and the sky and the moon and the stars, and you hate your nation. And all of that is going to end very, very badly. It does at a increasing clip. You see articles like this. This is from last week, where the wife of a transgender man or whatever, this beautiful family, the kids were gunned down by their dad, who claims to be transgender. Family said he was an absolute nut and goes to a hockey match where his kids are playing in Rhode Island and starts blasting people. It's something that is happening at a much higher incidence rate than anybody wants to admit. Minneapolis school shooter ID'd as trans woman. It wasn't actually a school, it was a church. Shot a bunch of children while praying in Minneapolis. Posted on social media, "Where is your God?" along with a photo of Christ on a target. We'll never know the true motive. We need to talk about this kind of stuff. I post about it often because in the interest of protecting you and your children, your families, something needs to be done here. There is a alarming trend of transgender shootings that, of course, statistically outpace the number of transgenders in society. So you need to start asking, like, why is this population so violent? Also, you need to cut against some of the propaganda that says trans people are the victims of violence. That is patently untrue. Trans people are 3.87 times less likely to be killed than the average U.S. citizen. Having a command of this subject matter is critically important. Obviously, Charlie Kirk is dead because Tyler Robinson, in part, was living with his transgender boyfriend, I guess. Again, we don't talk about this kind of stuff enough. But thankfully, Joe Rogan is, of all people. And he had Steve-O from Jackass, who in the sort of dying embers of his career has decided to go completely political. Even though he's Canadian, doesn't make any sense. You're a guest in our country, and you made millions punching yourself in the nuts, and now he's talking about how he hates ICE. Got it. They go political to try and get some type of cultural resurgence in their careers. It's embarrassing. They're probably being paid for it. But anyway, Steve-O went on the Joe Rogan podcast and started spitting all of this fake news about ICE and about the killings and then about trans people, and just got bodied by Joe Rogan here.
I heard what they had to say about, politicians trying to put them in internment camps, and
who's doing that? What politicians are saying they should be put in internment
there
camps?
Was
trans
some
people in
kind
internment
of,
camps.
There might be one kook out there that's saying that to try to get attention. Right. There's no movement to try to put transgender people in internment camps.
Okay, well then I'll land on this.
Do you know who's killed more people than ICE this year? Trans shooters. Do you know the majority of these high school shootings have been transgender people?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan. Just absolute body blow. But it kept going, ladies and gentlemen. This is just absolute destructive takedown of the trans ideology by Joe Rogan. Something unlike I've ever seen. Joe Rogan goes off on Guess Who falsely claims Republicans are trying to put trans people in camps. This is a rant for the ages. God bless Joe Rogan for this. Listen to this.
They described to me a level of oppression that genuinely broke my heart. They said, hey, let me tell you, I am not allowed to use the bathroom at my own place of work. We've got
That's not true. They're just not allowed to use the bathroom. It doesn't align with their biological sex.
Okay.
But you got to realize, they're not all... Listen, I genuinely think there's people that feel like they are in the wrong biological sex.
Sure.
Right? But there's also people that are fucking perverts, and they have a thing called autogynephilia. And what that is they get a turn on by pretending to be a woman. They get excited by it, and they want to be around women, and they're creeps. And so you give them a fucking Willy Wonka golden ticket to go into the women's locker room and the women's bathroom and stare at women and pretend you're a woman when you're just a crazy man and you're actually into women.
Okay.
That's real too, man.
I don't doubt that that's real, and I know that it's a super complex, nuanced thing. And
but here's what's not complex. What is your chromosomes?
Right.
Okay? This is the same thing for competing. Right. All these fucking mental gymnastics that seemingly intelligent people do to justify biological males competing with females.
Oh, I'm with the, I don't think anybody's
It's the same thing.
Right.
It's the same thing.
Right.
And especially as speaking as a man who has daughters, like, there are creeps. And if you give a creep, and I'm not saying all trans people are creeps.
Right.
But a lot of these fucking people that are in trouble for going into women's bathrooms dressed as a woman with a fucking beard and a heart on are just that. They're creeps.
Right, okay.
They're crazy men. And these crazy men, their entire life, they would get beaten up for that. And now all of a sudden, they have to be accepted. So you've got two things going on at the same time.
For sure.
You've got people with gender dysphoria that genuinely wish they were a woman or genuinely wish they were a man. And by the way, it's men that are the problem. No one gives a fuck about trans men going into the men's bathroom. Come on in. Who cares?
Right.
Who cares? Oh, a girl's going to shit next to you? Or what is she going to do? She's going to pee out of a funnel?
Right,
what is she going to do? Like,
hey,
no one's going to get hurt.
I'm not arguing
no
with
one's
you on
going to get
this.
hurt. This is the problem. When you allow perverts to have this hall pass to go into women's locker rooms and bathrooms.
Yeah.
So you can't say you're not allowed to use the bathroom where you work. That's not true. You're just not allowed to use the women's room where other women are in there because you're not a woman. And I know you wish you were a woman or whatever's going on.
Okay.
But you're
not.
not.
Know what? You make a very, very good point.
If you're a woman, talk to most women about this. And it's unless they're insanely captured by this woke ideology where they can't see reality and the fact that perverts are still a real fucking thing.
Yeah.
And this loophole. You've given loophole.
Absolute masterclass by Joe Rogan. You can sense in his gut that he is angry about this issue. Joe Rogan has daughters. He doesn't want his daughters to get the shit beat out of them by a man. And what father does? I mean, can you imagine this? They just found this out in the Olympics. There was a boxer who was claiming to be a woman. It was a man the whole time. Because of the psychopaths in charge, we just let this man go ahead and beat up all these women and then, get a gold medal. We rewarded him for it. The broken brains of the left. It's insane. What's happened here is insane. It's evil. And Joe Rogan calling it out. God bless him. Seriously, God bless. Just like I got daughters too. Some pervert, some predator comes into the bathroom in any other era, that man goes to prison for the rest of his life. Walks into a bathroom with a bunch of little girls. Now we celebrate it and protect them? No. And Joe Rogan is just bringing it home. It's bringing it back. They've lost all of society on this question, obviously. And for good reason. And the data backs it up. The data, as we have shown you, is truly, truly horrifying. And we've got to start talking about it. We've got to keep talking about it. Obviously, to protect our children, which is what it's all about. So anyway, massive, massive appreciation post for Joe Rogan just going in on this issue. From one dad who has two girls to another. Thanks, Joe. It's your boy Benny. See ya.